Good afternoon. This call is number 2021-46503 in the interest of Isaiah Lovings. All party and witnesses, please raise your right hands to be sworn. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, ma'am, please state your name and your relationship to the child.
Tracy Johnson, mother.
All right, and representing the state?
Houston,
Peter
Texas.
Trauma for the state.
All
Peter
right.
Trauma for the state, Your Honor.
All right, and the court will note that the non-custodial parent is Isaiah Lovings. He was personally served on August 6, 2021 at 4 p.m. at 701 North San Jacinto Street in Houston, Harris County, Texas. And he was given further notice of this Zoom hearing by certified mail return receipt requested that was delivered on October 21st, 2021. He has not appeared or filed an answer or checked in. Is that correct, Ms. Sharma?
That is correct, Your Honor.
We'll proceed by default.
Yes, Judge. I'd like to call Ms. Tracy Johnson.
All right.
Ms. Johnson, how many children are we here for today?
One child,
And how old is your child?
4 years old.
Can you please state his name for the court?
Isaiah Gennaro Lovings III.
Thank you. Are you currently married?
No,
And were you married when the child was conceived?
no.
Who is the father of your son, Isaiah?
Isaiah Gennaro Lovings.
And how do you know he's the father?
He's the only person that I was intimate with, and he signed the birth certificate.
Thank you. As far as conservatorship for your son, who makes the day-to-day decisions?
I do.
And who takes your child to doctor's appointments?
I do.
Who gets your child ready for school in the morning?
I do.
And who does your child live with?
He lives with me.
Does Mr. Lovings contribute with the day-to-day caregiving for your son?
No.
Why has he not contributed?
I have no idea. He haven't been around. I mean,
All right. You're asking to be sole managing conservator of this child. Is that correct, ma'am?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay. How often does Mr. Lovings see the child?
He has never saw him. Ran into him once.
Okay. And is that because he's been in custody, incarcerated?
Well, the times that he hasn't seen him is because he's been incarcerated. Other than that, he just never came around.
Okay. Do you want your son to have a relationship with the dad?
Yes,
And would you like him to be possessory conservator to set up these visits?
would I like for him to set up visits or for me to?
No, sorry, let me repeat the question. Would you like the dad to have visits with the child?
Yes,
And you want to do the standard possession order, first, third, and fifth Saturdays, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
yes.
And where would you like these visits to take place?
A local park near my residence.
Is that W.E. Bill Crawley Park located on 5100 Lauder Road?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's
Okay.
not where the visits are going to take place. Is that correct? That's where they're going to be surrendered and picked up?
Yes, Judge, that's where it's pick up and drop off will be.
Okay, not where it's gonna just take place, the visits. That's just pick up and
Yes,
drop
Judge.
off. All right. Is that
Sorry, I
correct, Miss?
misspoke.
Is that the correct, Miss Johnson? That's where he's gonna pick up the child and that's where you're gonna have to drop off the child. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay. Do you know if Mr. Lovings is currently working?
I have no idea.
So do you understand that the court will order child support based on minimum wage?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you asking the court to order that Mr. Lovings pay child support in the amount of $189 a month beginning January 1?
Yes, ma'am.
And how is your child covered under health insurance?
Yes. Texas Children Medicaid.
And are you asking Mr. Lovings to be ordered to pay that at $57 a month beginning January 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you asking the court to order that any uncovered health insurance costs are split between you and Mr. Lovings?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you asking for any back support?
No, ma'am.
If court costs are ordered, who should pay those? If court costs
Isaiah,
are billed, who to pay? Okay.
the custodial parent, Isaiah Lovings.
And have you reviewed this order?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you believe it to be in the best interest of your child?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you asking the court to approve this order?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge. I pass this witness.
All right, the court will approve the order submitted. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Ms. Johnson, you are free to go.
Okay. Hang up.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Good afternoon. This is cause number 2021-41717 in the interest of Heaven and Nevaeh Lopez. All parties and witnesses, please raise your right hands to be sworn. Use right hand, ma'am. And unmute yourself, please. Unmute yourself, please. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, ma'am. Please state your name and your relationship to the children.
My name is Mariela Hernandez, and I'm the mother of Heaven and Nevaeh Lopez.
All right. And for the state?
Andrea Perard.
All right, court will note that the non-custodial parent of Sergio Martin Lopez, Mr. Lopez, was served on July 28, 2021 at 7:07 p.m. at 13703 Vixton Lane in Houston, Harris County, Texas. He has not filed an answer or made an appearance. Is that correct, Ms. Berard?
That's correct, Your Honor.
We'll proceed by default.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state would call Ms. Perez. Ma'am, in regards to conservatorship, you're asking to be named sole managing conservator in this case, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's based on Mr. Lopez's tendency for drinking and is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, he currently does have a pending criminal DWI charge. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, has he ever been physically violent with you?
No.
Has he ever threatened you or verbally assaulted you?
No.
Is it in the best interest? Does he currently know where you're living?
Yes.
And if you were to move, are you asking for your address and information to be kept out of that court order?
Yes.
And do you believe it's in the best interest of the safety of you and the children to not, for him not to know where your address is in the future if you were to move?
Yes.
And why is that, ma'am?
Because he might want to come get him no matter what the court says.
Well, I mean, have you had problems with him in the past?
No, I try to stay away from him as much as I can and ignore him, but he is a little bit crazy and he doesn't care what the court has to say.
Ma'am, has he harassed you or abused you or caused any harm or injury to you or the children?
No, not exactly. My concerns are that whenever the babies were little, he okay, so I have twins and one of them has a clawfoot and her hands are like her hands don't they were folded, like, so she's barely learning how to use her hands and she's barely learning how to walk. So he definitely didn't want her because of her condition. And then the other one's fine, so he preferred like the other one only. And when he will get close to them and give them a hug, he will make like a sexual noise. And when I would say that that's not normal, he will say that I'm the only one that complains about it because his other baby mother, he'll do the same with the other kids and they didn't complain, which I
Okay,
know that's not normal.
ma'am, what does
Yeah.
that have to do with him knowing your address or not?
I'm just like, I don't have no relationship with him, so I don't. I don't. I mean, I don't mind having him having my address.
In other words, he will not, if he knows your address, he will not harass you or abuse you or cause serious harm or injury to you or your children?
No.
Okay, do we have a proper order, Ms. Perard?
Your Honor, we will have to remove the non-disclosure finding out of the order. But,
All right. I will then recess this matter until we get a proper order. Okay,
yes, Your Honor.
all right.